Welcome back to the Open Gym podcast with Hunter and Caleb.
We have this is the first intro with our new name, Open Gym. So this will be an interesting time now.
Yeah, I like it a lot actually. Yeah. So jumping right in, Antonio Brown back in the news.
It's great. We ended last Friday. That was kind of our main point of discussion was Antonio Brown, big chunk of that. And then probably not even 8 hours later, all hell broke loose.
Yeah, pretty much. Oakland fined him $215,000 for the heated exchange with their GM. They voided his $30 million contract. Antonio Brown then said, "Release me," and at the Raiders on Instagram after speaking to a social media consultant on how he could get himself released a little quicker.
Yeah.
He would then go on just a few short hours later to sign a 1-year, $15 million contract with the New England Patriots.
I mean, what?
Yeah.
What was going through his head this whole time? Like,
and
was this like really the plan all along?
I was just about to get into that. I really think that this was completely set up. Just the way that it happened is so suspicious to me, that they signed him so quickly after all the problems he's had in Oakland. I was kind of surprised.
Yeah. I mean, I know if I'm a GM and I'm looking at all the mess he's created around the Raiders organization, especially with someone like Belichick, I don't think he would want that in his organization, honestly.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too throughout this process. I thought he would go to a more broken team that was desperate, kind of like a Miami or a Washington I could have seen.
Yeah.
New England wasn't really a place I figured he would go.
And, of course, I mean, the one team as a Chiefs fan he has to go to is,
right.
I mean, honestly, I thought we had a pretty good chance in the AFC this year going to the Super Bowl. Like, we'd only have to take down New England, and now they've added AB to the roster. So, I mean, that's a little frustrating as a Chiefs fan, if I'm being honest myself.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely makes our chances not really less, but it makes it a tougher road.
Yeah, 100%.
Last year, we were obviously an offsides away, forced a Tom Brady interception. Now I think we're going to have to do a little bit more than that. Assuming that he plays. Yeah. Which I really don't think he'll even make it through. I'd give him 6 weeks in New England, especially with this new accusation of sexual assault and rape by his former trainer in college.
Man, this is all so suspicious. I'm wondering, so me and my friends have, we when this came out, we discussed kind of what we thought, like it all, like what it meant. And it just all kind of seems suspicious that as he joins a new team, this rape allegation comes. It's like all this stuff's being thrown at him. I was wondering if
I kind of thought the same thing.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if like maybe someone in the Raiders organization like had a tie with this woman and like said like, hey, like why don't you do this? I don't know. It just kind of like, I don't know. We just kind of had this like funny thought of like
the whole timing of this is kind of just off a little bit.
It's like in like what, a 4-day span.
Yeah.
Like all of this happening. Like this is something that like I don't think we've ever seen in the sports world before.
No, yeah, not at all. And I'm surprised that even New England's still kind of being as laid back as they are with this right now. Tom Brady obviously has no comment. That didn't really surprise me. Bill Belichick said they're taking it pretty seriously, though. So depending on how this goes, his time in New England might be just as short as it was in Oakland.
But I'm also wondering if Tom Brady and Belichick are going to be able to discipline him. I'm wondering if maybe it's going to work. Because if that's happening and you're a New England fan, you're going to be pretty happy if they can get him under control. But I'm with you on that. I don't see him staying long. I could see Tom Brady getting irritated pretty quickly with his just anything he does.
Yeah, and that's kind of I wasn't really surprised about him going to New England just because I figured if there's one team that would be able to bring him in and somewhat control him or calm him down a little bit, it would be the Patriots.
Yeah, for sure.
I just want to know how he's going to adjust to the Patriot way, is what it's being called.
Yeah, that definitely is something I've thought about too. I don't know. It's just from coming from the Steelers, it's definitely a different transition, especially coming from the Steelers to Oakland to the Patriots.
Yeah,
just that it's totally different play style.
Really everywhere, like all three of them, really.
Yeah, it's just very very mixed. So yeah, that'll be really interesting to see. Hopefully, I'm hoping Sunday he plays just because I want to see him play.
Yeah, me
because
too.
He's on my fantasy team.
Playing the Dolphins.
I need him to play.
Dolphins just gave up 59 to Lamar Jackson and rookie Marquis Brown. Can't imagine what they're going to give up to Tom Brady and Antonio Brown.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That'll be definitely something to watch.
Yep.
I also have him on my fantasy team, so wouldn't really be upset if he didn't play, or if he did play.
Yeah. I would love to see him rack up some points this week, because this would be the
definitely.
week for some fantasy points if you have AB or anyone on New England.
Yeah. And then, as I mentioned just then, Lamar Jackson and Marquise Brown went off against the Dolphins and their defense. Lamar Jackson finished the game with 324 passing yards, 5 passing touchdowns.
5 touchdowns. It's so stupid.
And after the game, also mentioned to his haters, that's not bad for a running back.
Yeah, I think it was like after someone had commented about how he's like finally he like completed all of his passes and stuff like that. Yeah, and he was responding to that. Yeah, I thought that was funny. I got a good laugh out of that.
Yeah, I did as well. Yeah. And then Marquise Brown, rookie from Oklahoma, 147 yards, 2 touchdowns. He played just 14 snaps in this entire game.
That's so stupid. When did you know when he came out? Because I don't.
When he came out,
so like he played. Did he play just the first half? I didn't get to see. I stopped watching.
I didn't.
The Chiefs were on, so like.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't know when he came out. I wonder if it was first half. He played the first half.
Or if these were just kind of like random snaps
I didn't
that
really
he
know.
got.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But the question now is, are Lamar Jackson and Marquise Brown this good, or are the Miami Dolphins that bad?
I'm going to lean more towards the Dolphins are just that bad, honestly.
Yeah, I think
I don't see Lamar Jackson even averaging over 250 yards a game.
I was kind of just thinking the same thing.
I don't see that happening. I don't see even close to 5 touchdowns a game. Nowhere near that. I think Marquise Brown, I would have to think that I think he's that good. I think he's going to be good this year.
Yeah, if he's not, then, I mean, I don't really know if he'll be this good throughout this year, but I think we're looking at Marquise Brown for years to come, kind of like this.
Yeah. But I definitely think it was just the Dolphins were that bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, completely. Yeah. And that kind of takes us a little bit into their tanking situation, because I think it's pretty clear after a game like that that's what you're doing.
Yep.
Who do you think they're tanking for? Do you think it's Tua Tagovailoa from Alabama? Justin Herbert from Oregon?
Man, I don't really know. Maybe you know more. I couldn't tell you. I really don't know.
Okay, so another interesting thing about this whole situation with Miami tanking, I think it's pretty clear it's for a quarterback.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because they just traded for Josh Rosen.
Yeah. So
is Josh Rosen going to be put in the same spot as he was with Kyler Murray again this year?
Oh, man, that would be terrible.
Being traded 2 years in a row for a number 1 overall draft pick?
Yeah. I don't – honestly, as an organization, I don't see how you can be okay with tanking for the year. Like, just being able to go week after week and just know you're letting your fans down. I know.
Yeah, trading away every good thing you have.
I don't – not a fan of that, honestly. But
yeah, now they've granted Minkah Fitzpatrick for a trade. They said he could find a trade partner.
Man.
And he's young. I mean, he just got drafted. I think he's a rookie last year, if not 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So I was kind of surprised by that. I think when you're tanking, you probably want to hold on to the good young pieces that you do have.
Yeah.
But I guess they're just going complete rebuild mode here. Starting at the quarterback spot, I would assume. Big game, another big game. Dak Prescott.
Yeah, no, I was very impressed with Dak with the 405 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Me too.
Honestly, it really did not surprise me that he went off that game. I think this season he's ready to play.
Yeah, I think he is too, but I also kind of like the Lamar Jackson situation. I think this is more of the team he was playing.
Yeah.
The Giants secondary looked absolutely terrible. Of course, they're young. DeAndre Baker, rookie corner, matching up against a guy like Amari Cooper is obviously not going to be ideal. But yeah, I do. I think I've always kind of been high on Dak Prescott. I think he has a lot of potential.
I do too, yeah.
Ezekiel Elliott playing kind of helps him out a little bit.
Yep.
But if he continues to play, not at this level, because we've never seen anybody continue this at this level, but close to it, kind of like maybe just like 4,000 yards, 30, 35 touchdowns. Do you think he deserves $40 million a year like he's wanting, or are you not ready to go that far yet?
I could see. I think he deserves the $40 million.
You think so?
I really do. And I know that doesn't. It's not like that's not like a popular pick or anything.
Yeah.
But man, I've just seen something. I'm not a Cowboys fan.
No, not by any means.
No, I'm sorry, Cowboys fans out there. Not a Cowboys fan.
No.
But I've just seen Dak as kind of like we talked about last week, like they're sleepers, quarterbacks right now in the league, I think. And I've just kind of seen. I mean, people think of him pretty highly. But I kind of see him at just at a higher level. I think he's there right now. I think this is going to be the year. Cowboys have a chance, I think, to make it pretty far in the playoffs any given year. Like maybe this year, maybe the next couple years. But I think Dak's going to be that guy that really takes him to that level. And so I think if you're the Cowboys, you try to keep hold of that. $40 million, I could see it happening. I mean, I'm not saying that any person should deserve $40 million.
Yeah, right.
I mean, but I think Dak deserves it, in my opinion. But
yeah, I think if he does get it, it'll be more for this situation, not necessarily like fully in talent. Because Dallas, I mean, Tony Romo is kind of like average. Borderline like mediocre.
Honestly, not a fan of Tony Romo.
No, I wasn't really at all. Troy Aikman was great, obviously, but quarterbacks weren't making that much back then. So I think that just because he's won, I think the 5th most games since coming into the league among quarterbacks. So you have winning quarterback.
Yeah.
Obviously great for your team because he has been. But what about they're talking about guys like Patrick Mahomes, like 40 million. You think he's worth getting that close to a guy like Mahomes?
I mean, Mahomes is definitely, very, very biased here. But Mahomes is just at another level compared to Dak.
Yeah.
But I think, like you said, the Cowboys are in a different spot where it's not much about talent. It's more of just like I think they really want to keep him in the organization. That $40 million is going to guarantee that. I don't think. Like, if you're comparing the two figures, 40 to what Mahomes is wanting is 45 or something around there, maybe even more.
Yeah.
But like I said, Mahomes deserves it, and I think Prescott earns it, but I don't think Dak deserves to be put close to Mahomes, like on the QB list.
I don't think so. I don't think really. I'm almost to the point where I don't think there's very many quarterbacks that deserve to be close to Mahomes on their quarterback list.
No.
Okay, so here's another question about Dak Prescott. With Ezekiel Elliott's contract situation, do you think Jerry Jones will be as stubborn to give out that kind of money? Because he really didn't want to pay Ezekiel Elliott.
No, I think Jerry will be.
You think he'll still be stubborn?
Yep, I do.
I think he'll be a lot less stubborn just because I think he was really stubborn with Ezekiel Elliott just because of the off the field issues he has.
Yeah.
So when you're paying somebody that much money, and you don't even know like if they're going to be suspended like he has been, that's kind of risky. But with Dak Prescott, that doesn't really seem to be an issue.
just never.
Seems like a pretty stand-up guy.
Yeah, I think he is, but just looking at Jerry's face, he just looks like he's just stone cold.
Yeah, he definitely is. Yeah.
He just gives me that vibe where like I just don't see him being very lenient on most things, but that's just me.
Yeah,
I get the point of Ezekiel Elliott having off-field issues. I think that's just a smart GM move to be stubborn because I think he knows Ezekiel Elliott is going to be something great.
Yeah,
he can be something great.
He is,
and so yeah, exactly, he is already. So I think he knows that, and I think the stubbornness was to kind of push Ezekiel Elliott like you need your act together.
Yeah, right. It was kind of like a sign.
And then once you I think it was respect on Jerry's part. He was trying to show. It might not have felt like that to Ezekiel Elliott, but I definitely think that Dak should. I think he deserves the $40 million.
Yeah, I think I don't know if he quite deserves 40. I'd probably give him around 30, 35.
30. Yeah, I could see 35 happening too.
Yeah,
for sure.
And then we have Sammy Watkins. He went crazy, obviously.
Oh man, I remember my friend on fantasy football had him on the bench.
Oh yeah, as did I. I mean, I don't think really anybody expected this from Watkins.
I think in our league he scored like 38 points.
Yeah, I think that's what he was in ours.
What was it? Well. It was 9 receptions, 198 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, all career highs.
That's stupid. That's stupid, ridiculous.
I think with Patrick Mahomes, obviously Tyreek Hill's out with that collarbone injury that he suffered.
Yeah, and then that Patrick Mahomes injury, not injury, but he sprained his ankle.
Yeah.
That really scared me because we started seeing players go down, and then once he started limping off the field, I was like, oh my God, here goes the Chiefs season already.
Yeah, thank God he's like a really tough guy.
Yeah, yep.
But I think without Tyreek Hill, this is a Sammy Watkins that we could see throughout the year.
This is the
even
Sammy
with
Watkins
Tyreek Hill. I think this is the. He's finally healthy. He had a nagging foot injury pretty much the whole year last year. Never really been healthy. Number 4 overall pick.
Yeah.
Hasn't really been able to stay healthy, but obviously I think he just showed what he can do when he is healthy. They talked about a lot about how he had such a great offseason this year. So it really wouldn't surprise me if we saw this from Watkins a lot more often.
And I think the big question is, do you think? So he was the number 4 overall pick. Is this kind of like? Is he finally showing like this is why he was the number 4 pick? Like, do you think this is going to be his year for the Chiefs?
Yeah, I do think it will. I think it will. Obviously, like I mentioned, the Tyreek Hill injury is going to help him out with touches and targets.
Just kind of like to like you said, the injury last year. Kind of like nitpicking, like at his career to start. But I think this is going to be a solid. I don't think this is going to be like a crazy breakout year for him. But I definitely think this is the year, like you said, like he's going to get on his feet. The touches are going to help a lot. And I think he's going to have a really solid year.
And then you also look at the situations he got drafted into in St. Louis at the time with the Rams. Quarterback play was very bad.
Yep.
Jeff Fisher was a very bad coach during that time period. And then he goes to the Bills. They're not any better, obviously. But now I think he's really found his home, I guess you would call it. With Mahomes and Andy Reid's play calling, it just gives him so many more opportunities.
Yep.
I definitely think we'll see this a lot from Sammy Watkins.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him
for the coming years. I think we got him under contract for another 2 years or so.
Do. Yep.
Moving right along, Kyla Murray's debut, regular season debut. First half, he was 9 for 25 with 75 yards and 1 interception.
Not what you want to see from your quarterback coming into week 1.
No, definitely not the number 1 overall pick.
I'm not gonna lie. I did not watch the game.
I didn't either.
I did have person I played against had him. I was expecting my score to be a lot closer because Kyler Murray first overall pick.
Yeah, right.
And then I look and he goes 9 for 25 for 75 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not week one.
Fourth quarter was great though.
No, yeah,
It was like a completely different quarterback we saw.
yeah, it was very, very odd.
Yeah, and Cliff Kingsbury, he kind of took the blame. He said 3/4 of the worst offense I've ever seen, and it was my fault.
Oh yeah, and to clarify, he went 9 for 25 in the first 3 quarters. That's that's what we were saying. Sorry.
Yeah, not the first half. Yeah.
But yeah, do you think that he was? I mean, do you really think that was his fault, the coaching staff?
Yeah, maybe not the 9 for 25, but I think the play calling definitely probably.
Yeah, play calling I could see more because Kyler Murray, my bad, is a very solid quarterback. That 9 for 25, when I saw it, I just did not sound like him at all.
Yeah.
Especially the 75 yards.
Yeah.
Just did not sound like him at all.
And then over the fourth quarter and overtime, 238 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's 18-point comeback. It's almost like 2 separate weeks put into one.
It was, I watched back the highlights. It was a very odd game to watch the highlights of. I can't imagine watching the game live. But
as a Cardinals fan, I couldn't even imagine
I would be
the up and downs they went through during just for this week one.
Yeah.
Game ended a 27-27 tie. Are you more worried about how they started, or do you feel good about how he bounced back?
Bounced back, 100%. I think that the coaching staff. I thought that was pretty responsible of the offensive coordinator to say that, or the head coach, sorry, because I mean that takes a lot of guts to say, hey, that was on me.
Yeah.
And so I think the way they ended was probably the better half of anything, because I think that's the team you're probably going to see this year.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's just going to be. I think they'll him being a rookie this year will be probably a little bit of struggle every once in a while.
Yeah.
But I think overall, I think they're going to have a great season.
Yeah, I think they'll be better than a lot of people expect them to be this year.
I would agree with that, 100%.
Kyler Murray kind of had a lot of hype, so I think he'll kind of play to that hype. I don't think he'll really exceed it or play down to it.
And I'm wondering if that's where that 9 for 25 came from. I wonder if my thought was maybe he wasn't living up to the hype in the first couple quarters, and he kind of felt that getting to him. And I think fourth quarter, I feel like he finally just said, "We're going to do this. I'm going to live up to that hype." And I think that's why he went off too.
And yeah, I mean, of course, rookie quarterback like Kyler Murray has a lot of pressure. Number 1 overall pick, as we mentioned.
Yeah.
He has to feel some nerves coming out, of course.
Yeah, you're not human if you don't feel nerves at all in a game.
So I think that kind of affected it, play calling. I don't know. I think they figured it out really well in the fourth quarter and overtime. But then you go to Cleveland this week.
Another QB.
and you see another young quarterback that struggled, except he didn't really bounce back at all.
No.
I think he got worse as the game went on almost. Baker Mayfield finished with 285 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions against the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah,
who do have a pretty solid defense, but
still, I mean, especially when you have someone like Odell Beckham Jr. on your team,
Jarvis Landry, the weapons.
I just feel like it's very hard to make excuses for how you play when you have people like that as your receivers. I mean, those weapons could, depending on how he plays, either really help him or really hurt him. Yeah, and I feel like, honestly, Odell Beckham is going to do his job on the field.
He had 7 receptions for 71 yards.
Yeah, I mean,
despite this poor performance.
I think it's just this season's going to be up to Baker Mayfield on
completely.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, we saw it. This week 1 right here against Tennessee. I don't know. Tennessee looked really good though.
No, they did. They looked.
Completely tore apart Cleveland's defense.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if that had to factor in. I think it was also Baker Mayfield. I think he's the same. I mean, I think he's the same way with Kyler Murray. I think he had probably some pressure coming in because I think he knows he has the assets coming into this year. With playing with a phenomenal wide receiver with Odell Beckham. And so I think he probably felt that pressure. But I think also, the defense looked from what I saw, phenomenal.
I'm not really too sure. For Baker Mayfield, he's kind of the type to embrace stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any excuses for how he played at all.
No, yeah, like I said, yeah. I mean,
I'm not personally. I'm not a fan of Baker Mayfield. I think he has way too big of an ego, and he puts his nose in places he shouldn't.
Yeah, I think you saw with the KU game that he played. Yeah, like little things like that where it's just
talking about how the Giants treated Odell Beckham, like absolutely none of that involves anything that you're doing. In
like
Cleveland.
just take notes from Tom Brady.
Yeah,
like just shut up.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Just shut up.
And I wasn't a fan of what he had to say after the game either. He said everybody's gonna throw us in the trash. I think that's good. We don't care. I think he's kind of a sore loser.
Yeah.
Because he's obviously really, really arrogant when they're winning.
Yeah.
And when they have the hype, but when it's deflected the opposite way,
and I think
it doesn't look like he can handle it very well.
And it makes it look worse when he's had things like that KU game, things in college that have made him look pretty bad already as it is. And so maybe he didn't intend for that to sound like he was like a sore loser or anything. Maybe he was just saying that to like hype them up and be like, like we're gonna bounce back or whatever. Yeah. But like with the past things happening, it definitely doesn't look good on his part at all. I would agree with you.
Not at all. And the way their defense played kind of worries me. Well, it doesn't really worry me because I'm not like a Browns fan or anything. But just for their success, it kind of worries me because a lot of people consider Marcus Mariota a bust right now to this point, as they should, I think. Yeah. Number 2 overall pick. I talk about all the time. He threw 11 touchdown passes all year last year.
Yeah, and you said 16 games threw less.
Yeah. he threw less touchdown passes than he had games played.
Yeah.
That's not very great for
good at all.
I wouldn't even those are running back numbers.
Yeah.
Which is not okay.
No.
But he played actually really well on Sunday. He had 238 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I do not see that happening.
No.
You just said, I think he's going to be a bust.
Yeah, I don't see that happening every game either, which is probably even bigger reason to be worried about Cleveland's defense. We kind of touched on some other stuff already. So I think we should just go right into week 2 picks, and then we can jump into we have a little bit of college football and then a little bit of
and so to let you guys know, I mean, you guys can tell us we're wrong and go back and watch the audio, but it's 10. We're both 10-6.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm sided with you a lot. I'm gonna try to switch that up for today.
Okay.
Try to switch that up.
We'll see how this goes.
The record. All right, so I guess I'll be the head guy here every week.
Yeah.
So here, let's start with the Cardinals and Ravens. Who do you got?
I'm gonna go Baltimore. Just until Lamar Jackson proves that he can't do it, I think we should think highly of him. The defense is great. I think Kyla Murray could probably struggle against a defense like this. At home, everything's kind of in Baltimore's favor this week.
I'm going with the Cardinals. I'm going to tell you that right now. Okay, so I'm not doing that first pick to disagree with you on purpose. But honestly, like we talked about with Kyle Murray, he went 9 for 25, 75 yards, and then he picked it up. And we talked about how do you think the first half was more to take away from it, or was the end of the game? And I said the end of the game, and I really think he got the jitters out. And playing one quarter, 238 yards, 18-point comeback, I think it's going to be a different week. I got Cardinals winning that game. So first pick, we already disagree. So let's go to the second.
Good. It makes it interesting.
Second pick, we'll do Chargers at the Lions.
I'm going to go Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
I don't.
Detroit.
First off, don't like Detroit.
They're struggling.
Yeah, they're definitely in that spot as the Dolphins, where they're kind of like.
But with the Chargers, Hunter Henry broke his tibia this week,
Oh,
so he's out for the year.
Oh.
Yeah.
I actually didn't know that.
That doesn't change my pick this week at all.
No.
But it's something to know for the rest of the year for sure.
I had Philip Rivers on my team.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's kind of rough. So missing another offensive weapon with Melvin Gordon, but I don't know. They didn't really skip a beat without Melvin Gordon in the running game.
Yeah. We'll go. So we both chose Chargers on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Third one we'll do Jaguars and Texans.
Oh, this one's easy for me. I'm gonna go Houston.
Yeah, same here.
I love the way they played against New Orleans. They didn't win.
Yeah, we missed.
That was
we both,
completely Drew Brees, though.
Yeah, we both missed that pick on that one. I thought the Saints were gonna have somewhat of a breeze on that one, but see what I did there?
Oh,
Drew
yeah.
Brees.
No pun intended, or was it intended?
No, it was not intended.
But yeah, Houston, Hopkins and Watson.
Yeah.
They had a great connection all game.
Yep.
Hopkins scored 2 touchdowns. And then no Nick Foles for Jacksonville already. That's going to definitely hurt. Rookie quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, this was
Gardner Minshew.
Yeah. Just I thought that Nick Foles was going to show more than he did week 1. Definitely did not do that.
I'm going to give a prediction for this game. I'm going to go J.J. Watt 3 sacks.
Really?
Yeah, just a little detailed prediction there.
All right, we'll remember that. What is that at 31 minutes?
Yeah.
All right, we'll remember that. 3 sacks. All right, next pick we got the Bills at the Giants.
I'm gonna go with the Giants.
Really?
I have no idea why. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
I
actually
Bills.
think they played somewhat well against Dallas. We consider Dallas like a Super Bowl contender.
No,
I think.
100%.
And I think they kind of held their own a little bit, within reason.
Yeah, I definitely see that, but I'm gonna go Bills on this one. Just shake it up a little bit.
The only thing that worries me about the Giants is their defense, like we mentioned earlier.
Yeah. Next pick we'll go Colts and Titans.
I'm gonna go with Marcus Mariota again. I like what he did in week 1. I like how their defense played against Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on that one, just because even though I think the Colts played surprisingly somewhat well without Andrew Luck.
Yeah, went to overtime with the Chargers.
Yeah, I mean that was surprising, but if you think about it, like you just said, the injury with the Chargers.
Yeah.
Chargers really don't have. I mean, they're a solid team. But they don't have much of anything.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna agree with you. I'll go Titans on that one as well. And then next one, I think this will be just because the Chiefs and Raiders, kind of rivalry a little bit. I'm excited to watch.
Games are always closer.
Yeah.
I don't think this is gonna be close. Not even.
I like to hype it up a little bit just because it's a little bit of a rivalry. But yeah, Chiefs. We discussed before. We're always gonna choose the Chiefs.
Let's go. Score prediction for this one.
Gosh. I think the Raiders are just gonna score 10 points.
You think so?
I think they'll score a touchdown and a field goal.
I'm gonna go 42-13 Chiefs. I think Patrick Mahomes is gonna light them up.
Yeah, I think
again.
I'd say 35-10. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I guess Tyreek Hill could impact that pick a little bit, but I still think Mahomes will just go off completely.
And then next one we have the Saints and Rams.
Oh man, I kind of want to talk about this game a little bit. Of course,
go ahead.
We know what happened last year with this pass interference call in the NFC or non-call in the NFC Championship game. It was a great game, completely ruined by the referees, which seems kind of normal in sports now.
Mm-hmm.
Complete revenge game for the Saints.
Yeah, I think they'll come out with a different fire.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm gonna go Saints just because of what happened last year. I think they're feeling it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Saints on that one too.
And also the Rams struggled, not necessarily a lot, but more than I'm sure people wanted to see against Carolina this week.
Yeah, it was a little. I think I expected more from them.
I did
week
too,
1, but
sure.
definitely not.
Next
one we'll do Browns and Jets.
Well, Sam Darnold has mono. He's out for multiple weeks. I'll go Browns. Maybe they'll win it for me this week. Maybe not.
I'm gonna take the Jets. This stuff with Odell Beckham. Thinking more about his freaking watch than the game.
Yeah, that
really made me mad.
I think we can get into that a little bit later.
Yeah,
after we finish
the
these
Browns
picks.
just need to shut their mouth.
Yeah, they really do.
Just people in the NFL need to learn to do that. So I'm gonna take the Jets on this
I
one.
don't think that's a bad pick either. Without Sam Darnold, I expect Le'Veon Bell to get a lot of touches this week.
Yeah,
and probably go off, just seeing based off of what we saw last week with Mariota. I mean, you have a guy like Le'Veon Bell, who's clearly better than Mariota.
Yeah. And then we'll do we'll just rapid fire these. Let's just pick.
Maybe,
let's do 49ers Bengals.
49ers.
That's a tough one. 49ers, no. Vikings Packers. This would be a good game, I think.
Oh yeah, this one's kind of tough. I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna take the Vikings.
I'm gonna go with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I think
Again.
I think it'll be a good game.
Yeah, I think it'll be a great game.
Patriots Dolphins.
If it is close, I kind of wouldn't be surprised New England struggles in Miami, but this year is definitely different with them tanking. So Patriots by a lot.
Patriots, easily. Seahawks Steelers.
I think this is another good game this week. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm gonna take them too as well. Cowboys and Redskins.
Cowboys for sure.
Yeah, no,
I think Washington played surprisingly well last week.
Because last week we talked about, or at least I had mentioned that I didn't think the Redskins were going to be good. They haven't lived up to since like when RG3's been there.
Yeah, and I mentioned their quarterback situation. But Case Keenum played very well.
It was actually I started watching it during the Chiefs game, and I thought they were playing really well.
Yeah,
it was a good game.
Yeah, really.
But I'm still going to take the Cowboys. They're too dominant this year.
Yeah.
Bears and Broncos.
Chicago. Denver can't even beat the Oakland Raiders right now.
Yeah.
I don't see them beating a contender like the Bears.
Yeah, Bears in that one as well. Eagles Falcons. I think this will be a good game.
Another great game. I'm always kind of high on Atlanta and Matt Ryan, Julio Jones. I think they're going to get it together this week.
Yeah, I was just about to say they didn't play well week one, I don't think.
No.
But I think Matt Ryan I think he's going to do well.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Just because also Case Keenum played really well against the Eagles secondary, so why can't Matt Ryan?
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so we'll move on to some college stuff real quick.
Yeah, switching gears for a minute here.
Yeah, let's start with the thing with California. That was announced today, right?
Well, California did it a few days ago. They're now allowing athletes to make profit off of their image and likeness. So any college athlete in California can sell his jersey for profit.
Yep.
And South Carolina also did that just a few hours ago. I think they just put that in place. So my question is, do you think this is a sign of things to come as far as the NCAA paying athletes, or do you think that's still kind of like a far shot a little bit?
So here's the thing. I have a pretty big opinion on this.
Yeah, I actually just finished an article about the NCAA paying athletes, so it'll be interesting.
I really don't think they should be paid.
Wow, really?
I really don't.
The complete opposite, actually.
Okay, and I'll tell you the reason why. The reason why I enjoy watching college sports so much, mainly basketball and football. That's all I watch.
Yeah.
I enjoy watching it so much because you have players who some players are, guaranteed. For instance, Zion.
Yeah.
Obviously going to the NBA. That's obvious.
No
but you have players.
We knew that in high school.
Yeah. So, but we have players in college that, you have teams that will come up in the rankings, and it's because they've just worked really hard. You may not know them as well. And I think that's what makes college sports so special is you have kids who, you're not getting paid right now, and their dream is and desires are to go play professionally. And the way they do that is by working super, super hard. And so I'm not saying people in the NBA and like NFL and like professional sports don't work hard. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I definitely think college athletes are working 2 times harder to get to that spot.
Yeah. I mean, that's an argument I haven't heard before really. But it's a really
yeah,
good one.
Yeah. And I think that's why I do see the only reason why I would see them, I would be in favor of it is because you have some college athletes that may not make it.
Yeah. Right.
And may not have a good enough opportunity to make money. And so that money can help for their schooling.
Yeah, see, and that's kind of where my side of things comes in is these are athletes that practice on average 6 hours a day almost. Yeah. So between that and going to class every day, they really just I don't think they really have a whole lot of time.
Yeah.
To get their own job, work for themselves, make their own money. I'm not saying they need to be paid like a ridiculous amount of money, but I think just a little bit, like maybe like $100 a week, just to get them through the week, like food, just anything really.
This might be a better argument. What if you think of this? If players get paid money, student athletes do, that are below D1.
I think it's been such a big problem that I don't think you can really get away with that now.
Yeah.
Maybe earlier on in the process, but I feel like D1 athletes are the ones that are like kind of complain about it the most. And they for fair reason. I'm not calling them out or anything.
Yeah, no.
But and I think like I just mentioned, I think they're probably the ones that take the most time also.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like D2 or D3 athletes don't.
Well, that was just kind of the reason I bring that up is because, these D2 and D3 athletes most likely are not going to go. They're not going to have the chance to be as much of a superstar in professional sports as people in D1.
Yeah.
And so, if that's the case and you're not going to be playing and your schooling's the thing you're falling back on, and maybe most D2 aren't. I mean, not a lot of D2 are full ride, not necessarily. So I'm wondering if like. Those if they made it so that those players D2 D3 get paid because they know that they're not going to make it far, so their reward for giving so much time and effort into the sport is getting money back for their schooling. So I don't know. Man, that was my only thought on it.
Yeah. I just think I don't know. I think that would become like kind of a problem just as far as like fairness goes.
Yeah, no, that I was
because then you would kind of just be like assuming that. You're going to go pro. Because I mean, there's a ton of D1 athletes that don't go pro. You know? The NBA takes like 60 in the draft.
Yeah.
The NFL has 7 rounds of 32. That's not a whole lot, obviously, for the amount of athletes that play D1.
I definitely do think it is like an issue that still needs to be discussed. But yeah.
And I think stuff like this gives them a perfect opportunity to make some kind of money on their own. But I really like this idea. This was an argument that I made for athletes getting paid in college in my article. If any of you want to go read my article, it's right on the sports section on thsmedia.com.
A little plug.
A little advertisement there. But yeah, so switching gears, kind of, a little bit, still sticking to college, going to college football. Right now, after 2 weeks.
I thought is it 3?
I think this is the 3rd week.
Yeah, this is going into week 3, correct?
Yeah. Who do you believe is the best college football team right now, and why?
Man,
Or who has impressed you the most?
Who's impressed me the most?
Yeah.
Man, I'm a really big fan of OU this year.
Really?
Yeah,
Jaylen Hertz?
I love Jaylen Hertz this year. Yeah. I mean, just the mentality he plays with is just it's. He's
kind of carried that Alabama mentality over into Oklahoma.
I was just impressed with like how who did they play this last week?
Oh, I'm not sure.
All I know is they killed him, right?
Yeah,
they killed him, and he's still during the interview.
Houston. They played Houston.
And during his interview, he was still like talking. He was like, Like, you know, like
didn't even crack a smile.
No, and then he was like, it was like he was pissed,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
because
he did
he
look
thought he
upset.
could do better,
Yeah.
and like I was like, I've never seen a quarterback throw for was it
Uh,
like 300 yards?
350 yards.
I mean,
and three
Yeah,
passing and
yeah.
150 rushing yards and 3 rushing touchdowns.
like almost broke school records.
He did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
He was only the second player to do that besides Johnny Manziel.
yeah, and so just coming out with that mentality is definitely gonna like set the culture at OU this year. I think
Yeah, I
for
think so,
everybody.
too.
I think he's such a great leader. And I think honestly, if we're thinking playoff right now, I think OU's gonna win it.
You think so?
Yeah.
See, I kind of struggle with that because Oklahoma plays in the Big 12.
Yeah.
And the Big 12 is known for having bad defenses.
Yeah. No.
And Oklahoma may very well have one of the worst in the Big 12. Their
Yeah.
defense has and I think always will be really bad.
Yeah.
They give up a lot of points.
It's kind of, no, not necessarily, but it's kind of like the Chiefs. Their defense is just known for just not being good.
Yeah, and
it's
that's a good comparison because I think this year Oklahoma's offense with Jaylen Hertz and CeeDee Lamb I think they could almost score enough points to keep them
Yep. Very
close.
Very good
with
scoring
people
offense.
like Alabama and Clemson. I think the team that has impressed me the most, and maybe just because they've been given an early opportunity to impress me against a good team, LSU.
Oh yeah,
They played great against Texas. That game was they jumped I think it was Oklahoma and Ohio State for the 4th spot just for that game.
Yeah.
They played Heisman candidate Sam Ehlinger. Played against him pretty well. Their defense held their own.
Yeah.
But their quarterback played ridiculous. He was ridiculous. That game was so good to me for them. I think they're kind of a sleeper for the college football playoff. And so, I'm just really high on LSU this year.
And so we're going to take a hard turn now going into the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So
today. No, yesterday. I think it was yesterday.
That they released this?
Yeah. Okay, Sports Illustrated released their top 200 NBA players for 2020. We're not going to go through the whole list, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're interested, you can go look at it. But we did look at the top 50, and there are some things that are solid about the list, and there are some things that are very bad about this list.
Yeah, very bad. Yeah.
Overall, I think this list is terrible. So it should be very interesting to talk about.
Awful.
Yeah.
And so here, let's just start with the top 5.
Yeah.
We have Giannis coming at 1. I can see that for sure.
Yeah.
Where they got it. Yeah.
Reigning MVP. He hasn't really proven anything different.
Yeah. 2 Kawhi, 3 LeBron, 4 Steph Curry, and then 5th James Harden.
Mm-hmm. That's not a bad top 5.
That's not where the struggle comes.
It's a little cliche to me. Not really any surprises in their top 5.
And so we could talk more about that if we wanted to, but we're not. So
we're gonna give you our own top 5.
Yeah, we'll do that at the end. And so coming in at 11 and 12, this is kind of where they listed 11 Jimmy Butler. That was kind of like the first pick that I was like, Jimmy Butler does not belong at number 11 in the freaking world.
Yeah, right.
Like, no, and especially over 12 that they put Russell Westbrook. You really tell me right now that Jimmy Butler is better than Russell Westbrook? No, not even
I
close.
could easily be the biggest Russell Westbrook fan on this planet right now.
Yeah.
And to see him outside of the top 10 made me very angry. I don't really know what he would have to do to be put in the top 10. I think he's kind of done it all except win a championship, of course. But there's a lot of people on this list. James Harden, number 5, has never won a championship. Yeah. Never even really come close.
And we didn't list this next one, but Karl Anthony Towns, not a fan of him. They put him at 13.
I think his defense is really bad.
No,
so
so here's the thing.
Slow.
He's slow. He doesn't seem like he tries.
No, he really doesn't.
He doesn't have a fire built in him.
No, not really.
He doesn't seem like he comes ready to
Which
play.
is a reason Jimmy Butler left Minnesota or wanted to, because he felt the young players, I would assume Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins, because he has the same problem.
Yeah.
They don't try hard enough in practice, in games.
Yeah. And then.
But for the Jimmy Butler situation at number 11, at first I was kind of like surprised but I could almost see it. I just disagree with people that are behind him.
Yeah, if we look right here, Jimmy Butler's at 11.
Yeah.
And then you have someone like, where is it, Kyrie Irving, 15.
15. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No, like on.
But this is going into 2020, right?
Yeah.
The last time we saw Jimmy Butler with a team of his own, which he will have in Miami.
Yeah.
He was great. You know, like he was an all-star starter.
Uh-huh.
So that means to the fans, to the coaches, and to some of management, I think, goes into it, and analysts, of course, they believed that he was a top 10 player at one point.
Yeah.
So I definitely think this is assuming that he's going to go back to that Jimmy Butler.
Mm-hmm.
I still wouldn't put him quite at 11, but I think he should be kind of considered to be close.
And then we can skip around.
Rudy Gobert 14 kind of bothers me though. It really does.
Yeah,
I think he's great defensively. On offense, I don't think he really has a whole lot.
Number 14 player coming into this year.
No, not at all. That's 100% because of his defense.
Another person we didn't list was Kristaps Porzingis at 37. I don't. Man, I don't see him being better than 37.
You don't see him being better than 37?
So he's coming off this injury.
Yeah.
And I think a big guy like him, and just the way he kind of moved before the injury even, I don't see him being the same, honestly. And that's just me. I don't see him. I don't see the same Kristaps Porzingis for a while.
You don't think so?
I really don't.
I think he'll be higher than 37. I don't think he'll be any higher than 30. So, I mean, I don't really think like
it's just kind of a toss up. It's either
it really
come back
is.
and bounce back, and he's going to be back to his potential. But I think I loved him before the injury.
Yeah, I think he was great.
I did too. I love him play.
A guy at 7'3" that can shoot at the perimeter like he can.
And then
automatically deadly.
So the one that just keeps bothering me is the D'Angelo Russell.
40.
They
that's
marked
completely ridiculous.
So they marked D'Angelo Russell at 44th on the list. That's awful. That's terrible.
I would
go to say that I would put D'Angelo Russell top 20.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
I think so, too.
Easily. I mean, you have someone like Chris Paul in front of you at 21.
At 21. I think
that's a terrible pick, too.
Yeah. I don't even think he should be in the top 50.
Chris Paul, I think he's an okay – I think people think that he's just super, super good defensively.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I really don't
I don't think so anymore.
No,
I think
not at all.
He's definitely lost a step.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of funny. I kind of compare him to Rajon Rondo now.
Yeah.
Or he's coming straight.
He's just a better shooter, really.
No, yeah.
Other than that completely makes sense.
Yeah, but
they play same play style.
Yeah, this list honestly was pretty.
I mean, you look at D'Angelo Russell last year, 21 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists a game, All-Star. I don't think any All-Star should be put 44th on the list.
Yeah, I'm wondering if these stats are coming more from these players are coming more from the stats side of things than anything. Because
D'Angelo Russell 44. Yeah. He shot 37% from 3.
It was a very odd list.
44% from the field. Like I don't understand that very much, like at all.
And so the list that we read kind of inspired us to kind of make a top 5 list of our own. Of who we thought maybe coming into this year is going to be top 5. And so let's just go like I read my first, you read your first, or let's go fifth.
Start at 5.
Okay. So my 5, I have Russell Westbrook coming in this year.
Okay.
I think Russell Westbrook's going to be. I mean, I think he's. I've always. So it's kind of like a love-hate thing. This is gonna hurt you. I don't really like Russell Westbrook that much, just as a person. That's just me. Really? I don't know. I just get that vibe where like I don't like him that much. But I'm
not sure why I do. Really, honestly, because there's people like Russell Westbrook that I absolutely can't stand.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like intense. I just think it's I don't think he's like really disrespectful with it. Kind of like Baker Mayfield kind of comes to mind. But Baker Mayfield is just like disrespectful.
Russell Westbrook, there's like a line, and like Russell Westbrook, like
he can cross it at times.
Almost touches it at times. Baker Mayfield goes above that.
Right, exactly.
But Russell Westbrook, like he's just right there, like he's just on.
I mean, for me, I understand why people don't like him. his
I think
play
that's
style
I
is
think
kind
that's what
of
makes great players, though, is that you're gonna when you're being hated for playing with a fire underneath you. I think that's when you know you're doing something right.
I think that's kind of why that fire stays.
Yeah. Yep. So who do you got at 5?
Well, I don't have Russell Westbrook in my top 5, and me being a big fan, huge fan. I don't know. I'd put him right outside, so he's close.
Okay.
But I think we're talking next year. Number 5, I put Nikola Jokic from Denver.
No, I can see that.
100%.
Yeah. He's played really well.
Yeah,
really,
I think defensively he needs a little bit of work,
no,
but offensively he's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like his passing vision for a guy that big, I don't think we've really ever seen it quite as good.
No, once he gets his footwork down, I think he's going to be really solid.
He's got an outside shot.
Yep. I think he's going to be kind of the Kristaps Porzingis.
Plays on a winning team. I could see him being a top 3 MVP candidate this year.
That's a bold pick, but I honestly could see it too. But yeah, it's kind of crazy to think that. So 4. This is the one that. This is the one.
Oh,
that
this
everyone.
is the.
Yeah, this is the one. So, I wanted to come in with kind of like a one bold pick.
Oh jeez.
And so this is gonna be my 4.
You said he's not on this top 50 list
He's not
right
on
now.
the top 50 list. And you mentioned him too.
So
you've already mentioned him.
So a guy that is not on this top 50 list, you think is the 4th best player in the NBA?
Is going. Yeah. Okay. Well, not right now. So this
like going into the at the end of the year.
Yeah. I think he's. And you mentioned him.
I think it's going to be a young guy that hasn't fully developed. That obviously you're expecting to develop.
Andrew Wiggins.
Okay. No.
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 You mentioned that. You mentioned that you think that he hasn't worked hard.
He hasn't at all.
No, he hasn't. Really.
We compared him to LeBron James coming out of KU.
Yeah. I don't.
And as a KU fan, I think we're both KU fans.
I'm
right.
Not.
You're not.
I am not.
You're not.
No,
okay.
Not at all.
Okay, I thought you were.
No, but
but as a KU fan, it's kind of disappointing the way his career's been going so far. I don't think he's terrible. I mean, puts up 20 a game. That's pretty solid. But just the hype that he had coming out has led to this extreme disappointment.
I've been
4th best player in the NBA though, Caleb.
That was the bold pick. I was just choosing. I don't know. I had to throw something in there. So, but I think
you could have put like I don't even know, somebody close.
I just wanted to throw something in there. I think he's gonna have a great year this year. I
would have preferred Bradley Beal. You know.
Bradley
number
Beal.
4.
It's not bad.
I just kind of picked somebody on the list.
Yeah, but maybe even honestly, I don't think he'd be top 4. I'm just I kind of threw it in as a joke, but I think he's gonna have a good year. I really do.
I think he could have I could see that really.
Yeah. With him and Karl Anthony Towns, I think it'll be a good year.
So on a serious note, who would you put top number 4? Yeah. Or 4th at the 4th spot.
I think Paul George.
Okay, I like that pick. I'm a big fan of Paul George.
Yeah. Paul George is going to have a good year.
Yeah.
Really.
I think
last year he almost reached that point to where we saw PG before the injury, I think.
Oh yeah,
he played phenomenal.
Until he hurt his shoulder.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this year
top 3 MVP candidate last year.
Yeah.
I like that pick.
This year I think he's going to play really well. I think this is going to be the year where we see him back to his old Indiana Pacers day. Yeah,
and him and Russell Westbrook for a while now have been my 2 favorite players. So when they joined OKC together, I was kind of in heaven, you know.
Yeah.
From an NBA fan standpoint.
I remember when that happened, I was like, they're going to be dominant.
Yeah. Kind of disappointing a little bit. Yeah. They ended up being a little disappointing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could definitely see him being 4th in the NBA. I went Steph Curry here.
Oh man.
I don't think he's quite top 3, but as I mentioned earlier, off air, last time we saw Steph Curry without Kevin Durant or another guy to take the ball, kind of, you know. Even without Klay Thompson this year.
That's gonna be interesting to watch. Just how
he averaged 30 a game. Last time and won MVP. So I might even. I think he could even be top 2 or 3.
Since I don't want to go off topic of it because I'm kind of already into it. I'm a huge Steph Curry fan. I put Steph Curry at 2 this year.
And that's fair.
Yeah,
completely.
and the reason why is you mentioned KD. They moved the ball so much better. He was averaging 30 plus points a game when it was just like the original him, Clay,
Draymond,
yeah. And so I think I don't think they're gonna have a good winning season this year. I don't. I think they'll make the playoffs.
I'd say like in the West, maybe, probably like 4 or 5 seed, maybe worse. I don't know.
I don't see them winning that many games. Maybe if they get, I don't think Clay's expected to come back at all this year.
D'Angelo Russell helps a little bit,
but I think Steph Curry is gonna have a really, really good year himself. I think it's gonna be like that James Harden type of thing where where James Harden wasn't winning. Or wasn't advancing in the playoffs.
Yeah, and he was like second in MVP.
But he was playing so well.
Yeah,
and with Klay Thompson being out, I think Steph Curry is gonna light it up this year.
Yeah,
so that's why I picked him at 2. Sorry, I skipped the third. But who do you got at third? I'll let you go first this time.
At number 3, and like I don't know. I feel like this top 5 is kind of interchangeable.
Yeah. It definitely is.
I put Kawhi Leonard. But I easily think he could be 1 or 2.
Yeah.
But
I have him at 6.
You do?
Yeah.
I think the way he played in the finals, of course, was ridiculous. Yeah. Best two-way player in the NBA. I don't know. I think him and Paul George are gonna dominate together.
Yeah. No, 100%.
I think his playmaking ability with Paul George will improve. That's always kind of a knock I've had on him is throughout his career he's averaged 2 or 3 assists a game. Yeah. That's really why he's never been quite the MVP candidate we've seen. Like LeBron, Giannis, their numbers are just flat out better.
Yep.
So with a guy like Paul George, I could definitely see him putting up better numbers. Maybe his scoring might go down a little bit, 27 to 25, not a big step.
Yep.
But I don't know. I just really like Kawhi this year. I think he'll do great with the Clippers. I think the Clippers will be ridiculous.
Yeah, I'll be interested. The NBA this year is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, it's one of the most well-rounded NBAs we've had in a long time.
I think I can relate this year. I think is going to be kind of like the prime D Rose era. Mm-hmm. That kind of.
Yeah, when the Knicks were a 2 seed.
Exactly.
And,
I think it's going to be a fun year to watch NBA basketball.
Yeah, I agree.
So my 3 was it was a toss up between the top 3 were hard to pick.
Yeah, they really are.
But I put LeBron as 3.
Okay.
Only because.
So you agree with Sports Illustrated?
Did I?
Yeah, they put him at 3.
But I didn't put Kawhi. But okay,
yeah.
But LeBron at 3. I don't know. I think adding AD to your roster this year I think the Lakers are going to be a really dominant team. But I think LeBron, we're just talking LeBron himself, I think I don't think he's going to be as dominant as we've seen him just because he has so many good players around him playing. I think they're going to be a really, really, really good overall team. This might be the year they go to the finals, honestly.
You think so? I think the Clippers are going to the finals.
It's, like I said, going to be a fun year to watch.
Yeah, it really will. Yeah.
But I think LeBron isn't – the only reason why I don't have him at 1 is because he has 80 on his side, which that's not a bad thing.
No, not at all. But from a winning standpoint, but from a number standpoint.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to make a change in my I have it written down, but I think I'm going to change it right now on air.
All right.
Give me Kawhi number 1. I was just talking about it, and I don't know. I just think this is his year. Go ahead and book him for MVP also.
Oh my gosh!
Go ahead, just book it. I think this is his year to win MVP.
I honestly,
he's come close.
Yeah,
so close.
I can agree with that though.
In past years, and so now I think he's going to take a whole another step forward.
I honestly can agree with the MVP pick.
Mm-hmm.
I easily could see Kawhi being MVP this year, 100%.
So I'll take Kawhi number 1, and I'll take Kawhi for MVP.
Okay, number 1. I pick Giannis.
You did,
just because I think I just honestly did not know who to put at 1.
Yeah.
But I don't think Giannis is going to be as outstanding as he was last year.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to be good.
I think his jumper improved.
Yeah, no, I've been watching
clips.
Which is
scary.
It's really scary.
Yeah.
Maybe he will come out even better. I don't know.
Yeah, he could easily. Yeah. He easily could. And I think he got robbed of Defensive Player of the Year this last year.
Yeah, no, I thought he was Defensive Player of the Year.
I did too.
Yeah.
I have him at 2.
Yeah.
So I guess I would probably bump LeBron to 3 then in this case.
So Jokic's off your list? Is that?
No.
So Steph
it would be
off your list?
No. It would just be Jokic 5, Steph 4, LeBron 3, Giannis 2, Kawhi. I'm pretty much just switching LeBron and Kawhi. With LeBron, his first major injury of his career, really. He missed 21 games last year. I think that's going to slow him down a little bit. Maybe not like specifically that injury, but, when you're getting older, you kind of you lose a step. Like, obviously, of course. Mm-hmm. I don't think it'll be a big step this year, but I don't think he'll be the best in the world anymore. I don't think we could give him that title after this year.
Yeah, I agree. And so I think that's all we have for this week.
Yeah.
I honestly love talking about.
I think there was something we were going to touch
really?
base on. Yeah. What was it? It was oh my gosh. It was about the NFL. Yeah.
What was it?
Something I said we get back to later.
Oh, man. Anyway,
what about Andrew Luck's retirement? We never really talked about that. I know we discussed talking about it this week, last week, afterwards. So you want to do that real quick? Or?
Yeah, we can just real quick.
Okay, yeah.
So
obviously shocking. I think it's probably the most surprising retirement in NFL history.
In sports history, other than the MJ,
so?
other than the MJ retirement.
Yeah.
I think this is probably one of the most surprising ones. But I give my hat off to him for doing that. I think he's obviously really, really smart guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I think taking stuff like that serious is really important. And I think he's set a really good. I think he's a really good role model for setting the stage for sports athletes or just people younger, the youth that's in sports right now. Knowing that football is gonna end someday. You're gonna be old. Yeah. And it's not gonna matter anymore.
Yeah. Exactly.
There's more to life than there is football. There's more to life than there's basketball, baseball, sports in general. And I think Andrew Luck has just done a phenomenal job at I think we've seen players say that he's the nicest player they've ever played. Like when he gets hit, I saw it. He's like, oh, good hit.
Yeah.
Big guy,
yeah,
stuff like that. I think he just did. I think he left the NFL really positive.
Yeah.
And I think
so too.
Yeah, just being able to show something like that, showing that your health is more important than earning millions of dollars isn't everything.
Yeah. I agree. I kind of want to talk about more about Colts fans booing. I think that was really ridiculous.
No, I watched that. I was so mad.
Yeah, I was too. I'm not even a Colts fan. I felt for the guy. I would be if I'm the the Colts organization. I would be furious. Yeah, for sure.
Andrew Luck has done nothing but bring positivity to that organization. He's done nothing but bring it up from the ground. And you have your own fan base booing you. Granted, maybe half the stadium was drunk and
really.
and really didn't know the reasoning behind it. But yeah, if I'm the Colts organization, I'd be ashamed.
Yeah, that was just completely classless.
I would be ashamed.
Andrew Luck definitely did not deserve that by any means.
Nope.
Never in a million years, really. Probably one of the most positive stand-up guys we've had.
Yeah.
In the NFL for a while.
Yeah.
Great quarterback too.
Yeah, such a good quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you're battling injuries the way he did, I think he's probably one of the first guys to kind of step up.
Yeah.
And think more about life after football.
Yep.
And I think honestly, this could be kind of not necessarily groundbreaking, but eye-opening for other players that have been suffering injuries a lot.
It's kind of like you just needed the, I think players are more scared to do it. Do things you need someone to be bold.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Andrew Luck just has always done has always done good at setting a great example.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I think we kind of see somewhat of a chain reaction off of this.
Yep.
In a positive way.
Yeah, very positive way.
Not in a bad way, of course.
Yeah.
because
the fans booing just did not help.
At the end of the day, if you feel that's what's best for you, that's what you should do.
Yep.
It's your decision, your life.
Yep.
100% agree and feel for Andrew Luck, and a great career.
Yeah.
Even really given how short it was.
Yeah.
Ridiculous quarterback.
Yeah.
Fun to watch.
Really fun.
I don't know. I don't think he got enough exposure as far as like what he did off the field for the Colts.
Yeah.
Or just for people in general, just 'cause that's the kind of guy he was.
Great guy.
So yeah.
So we'll end it there, I guess.
Yeah.
This time we'll end it.
I know there's something that we were missing, so
we'll watch
go
back.
Yeah, we'll go back and listen,
start it.
and we'll pick up with that next week.
It's perfect. Yeah, that's been a
trend. Really.
Yeah.
There's been 2 podcasts. We've forgotten one topic every time. So maybe we'll just keep it going. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening.